I'm Toddleen Dafferlin with another Sun TV News Alert. Mystery continues to surround the death of Reverend Dr. Conrad Howell, whose body was found near his home on Saturday, September 12th. Police are saying there may have been an inquest to determine the circumstances surrounding Howell's death. Speaking during a press conference at police headquarters on Friday, September 18th, Acting Commissioner of Police Mr. Rodney Adams said that so far evidence indicated that the wounds found on 52-year-old Howell's body may have been self-inflicted.
A summary certainly will be based on our findings at the scene to date and the pathology report together is that there's a strong possibility that the injuries could or might have been self-inflicted.
Adams said police came to this conclusion after they were given the results of an autopsy that was conducted by a Bahamian pathologist last Wednesday. Here's how Adams described the pathologist's report.
As a result of the post-mortem examination that was carried out, the pathologist's report has stated as cause of death sharp force injuries to the upper and lower extremities. Also, as an opinion from the pathologist in her report, she has reported this 52-year-old black male, having Conrad Howell, died of sharp force injuries to the upper and lower extremities that caused injury to blood vessels, which all contributed to blood loss and death. The other injuries, including scratches and contusions, bruises in short, were superficial without evidence of internal blunt trauma and occurred on or about the time of his death, but did not contribute to his death. The injuries are consistent with reports of where and how Mr. Howell was found. Unquote. I wish to also inform the public and you that are present here that based on our investigators' findings at the scene where Mr. Howell was found, certain evidence was collected that supported the findings of the post-mortem.
The acting commissioner stated that although the police received the report from the pathologist, there is still no evidence to call Reverend Howell's death a murder.
We have not classified this matter, this incident with Dr. Howell's death as anything other than a death investigation. And I repeat, contrary to what was being said some days ago, that he was murdered, there is no evidence to support that. What will be happening from here, we will continue our investigations. The file will be submitted to the office of the coroner and a decision will be taken. He will determine whether there will be a coroner's inquest or not. And certainly the family will be kept informed and will certainly inform the communities of the Turks and Caicos Islands as well. As I've indicated, there is nothing that we have found to date that causes to suspect that it is a homicide.
Is anything to suggest that it's a suicide?
As I've said, this is an active investigation and you will be further updated after we have done all that is needed to be done in this investigation. That is correct.
Or you have not ruled out suicide?
That is correct.
Sun TV asked Acting Commissioner Adams to comment on reports that Dr. Howell may have been poisoned, and here's what he had to say.
This is early to say, but what I can say, toxicology test has been taken and those examinations will also form part of our investigation going forward. As I've indicated, there's evidence that was found on the scene, and I'm not going to say whether there were weapons or not at this time.
Meantime, when asked to give a time frame as to when police expect to bring closure to the murder of Grand Turk resident Kevino Smith, Mr. Adams said it will take a few months more, adding that the Grand Turk case was far different from Reverend Howell's case.
That in itself might be somewhat difficult to actually give timelines at this time. As I've indicated earlier, we depend on outside agencies for some of the work that is being done. We are constantly in contact with the labs overseas, and it is my hope that we can bring some closure to that matter, at least within the next 2-3 months, at least. That is my hope. But as I've indicated, we do rely on other agencies that are doing work for us in connection with this matter. It's a completely different set of circumstances. In order to, Mr. Howell, just by looking at the body, he was able to identify Mr. Howell. Whereas the Gwenturk matter required a lot of forensic work in terms of DNA, et cetera, et cetera. So completely different set of circumstances.
Well, that's it for now from Sun TV News. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Toddleen Dafferlin.